Sullivan back again. Foreclosure Accounting. I want to give a thank you to Max, KO Music, SoundCloud.com. Max. Beautiful corporate introduction music. Today we're going to talk about substituting the OID for funding, using OID as a substitute for money. Let's get going. Like always, we found that the best response we get is when we make the quickest presentation and include the most information we can in the shortest amount of time. I guess that makes sense. Everything's a commodity, everything has value, and time's no different. Anyway, we're talking about substituting the OID for funding. Now, if you don't know what an OID is, original issue discount, it's just that. It's a discount. And I guess the basics, you might want to have some kind of understanding for the basics of what a discount is. And why don't we just do this? I'm going to go back with a loan that you're probably familiar with. Let me straighten this out for you a bit. It's a loan we've been working on for a while, and we have a loan amount of $586,300. Okay, you have a loan amount. It's the original note amount. So we're going to enter that right there. And what we're going to do next is go to the servicing statement. And we're going to enter in. Let me just try and get that straightened out a little bit more for you. There you go. There you go. So we're going to go to the servicing statement, and we're going to take a look at the amount of the outstanding principal balance, and that was $618,005. When I say margin, some of you have called and asked me about this. When I say a margin, again, you got to stop me and you got to let me know if there's any vernacular here that you're not really grasping and need help with. When we subtract this from this, we get a margin. It's the difference. That's all it is. It's a difference. So the difference between the loan amount and the outstanding balance was $31,705.81. Now we took the payoff demand. We received the payoff demand. That was, I believe, in September. And we took the amount of the payoff demand and we subtracted it from the outstanding balance. Makes sense? So when we do that, we get the difference. So what we have, and you see it's actually downloading down here because we're going to show you, we're going to take you to another section of calculations. But the margin between the loan amount and the outstanding balance and the margin between the demand for payoff and the outstanding balance came out to a total of $295,350. $295,350.53. If someone were to capitalize your mortgage, and by that I mean instead of wiring the actual funds into escrow, they could capitalize it by making an initial deposit. So we're going to take some liberties here, and we're just showing you what we have uncovered. We're not saying that this is necessarily what you're going to be able to, well, it's what we've uncovered in this file, okay? And it's something that we think people should be looking at. If we treat these margins as deposits, again, we're real good at math, but we're not so good at spelling. Just kidding. If we treat these balances as deposits, let's see what happens if we calculate them using a what we call a discount rate. If I take that and divide it by, let's see, this gives me a discount rate of 5130. And if I take this and I divide it by this margin, whoops, that didn't come out right. Take this, divide by this, it gives me a margin of 29.9 and 5.13. Now watch. That deposit capitalized a value of, see? And this amount deposited capitalized a value of $881,650. So these are called discount rates. Some people call it OID. I call it discount rate. And these are the capitalized values. Do I still have your attention? Good. Capitalized value. So in lieu of putting the cash up, someone could have deposited, say, $31,705 and realized a value of $618,005.81. What begs the question of ethics and full disclosure is that this deposit amount is, I don't know if you can see this here, it's equal to the that's the first year payment made by borrower. So they capitalized an amount they deposited that was reimbursed in the first year from servicing. Wow, that's what you call no skin in the game. I'm just saying, if that's what happened, and it appears that's what did happen, then if we take this amount here, the sub-servicing of the servicing amount, we took $263. Someone had to deposit that, right? Well, the borrower did. That was the borrower's payments between years 1 through 4. So, whoops, like I said, you know the idea. So, as I said, when this foreclosure thing or mortgage crisis broke, one of the comments that the media, that the professionals and the analysts were making was that these banks had no skin in the game, no money, and indeed, if they're capitalizing using discount rates, that amount and that amount, then the entire amount that was used to discount the loan, the entire amount that was used to capitalize the loan, is equal to a discount rate of 19.695. And one of the things that you need to be concerned about is in these LLCs and in these mortgage pass-through investments, we should probably say this one for our next class, but next study, but in these pass-through investments, when you capitalize something, money from nothing, you're going to get taxed on it. Your tax rate's going to be about 30%. Oof, look at that. And your state withholding tax is going to be about 5, maybe 6%. Look at that. And then when you consider what Donald Trump, the President of the United States, and we're bipartisan, we're not pushing one guy or the other. When you consider that he lowered the pass-through rate down to 19.695%, somebody is paying another man's taxes or another woman's taxes. Someone's paying your taxes and walking away with the full benefit of the investment with no money in the deal, only your investment. That's kind of hard to digest. If you have any questions, feel free to write me, secondarytradedesk@gmail.com. See it right there. And you can also hit me up as Reham on Facebook. We look forward to talking to you. It's complex litigation, no doubt, if you're going to bring this into court. Got to add a disclaimer, we're not an attorney, we're only accountants, and we're here to audit foreclosure files. That's what we do for a living. We can't get enough of it. Thanks for tuning in. Secondarytradedesk@gmail.com or Facebook under Reham.